Hello, in this video I'm gonna show you the first things to do after setting up your Redmi 14S. And there are several things worth doing on your Redmi 14S after you set it up to enhance your experience, enhance the security, to customize your device, or to make it run more smoothly. So you can see that my setup process is being finished right now, and it's complete. So let's continue, and the first thing is to connect to Wi-Fi. There's a chance you already have done that, but if you haven't, then it's great to do it now by going to settings, because it'll be needed for the further steps. In the settings, go to Wi-Fi and then find the network you wish to connect to. Enter its password and click on connect. Now once it's connected, you can go back, and the first thing after connecting to Wi-Fi is scrolling all the way down to or about phone at the top. Yes, at the top, about phone, then click on Xiaomi HyperOS. Now it'll start checking for available updates. You can see that I have no updates available, but if in your case there are any, I'd highly recommend clicking on download and install, and at first it'll start downloading the update, and you can continue to use your phone in the meantime, but later on it'll prompt you to restart it. Once you restart it, the restart will take a bit longer than usual, and the update will be applied. Now let's go back and let's go to the other thing, which is as you'll see, signing into Google account if you haven't done that. So just go to additional settings, then go to accounts and sync, and then click on add account. If under accounts you don't have any Google account listed, click on Google, and if you already have an account, you can enter its email or phone number, or if you don't have an account, click on create account. Click on next and input the password. Now once the password is entered, click on next and click on I agree. You need to agree to those. I know it has crashed right now because probably it's updating itself, so I'm gonna get back to you when I'm after agreeing to the things there. Okay, now select who will be using this device. I will be using it, so that's what I'm gonna select. Also accept the Google Terms of Service. By the way, if you select that your child will be using your device, then the further steps may vary a bit. Then you can select whether you want to back up your device data. If you don't know, then leave it selected so you don't lose your data. And now I can go back, and that account is needed for several things, and one of them is Play Store. We can access the Play Store to update all the apps, so let's click on get started. I'm gonna skip downloading additional apps, and then I'm gonna use the password to verify my purchases because I don't have my biometrics set up just yet, but in a moment I'm gonna show you how to set up your biometrics. So let's enter the password, and now once I'm in, I'm gonna click on no thanks, then click on the account in top right corner and click on my apps and games. Then in updates, I can just click on update all to update everything, and in a moment I'm gonna show you how to set up your biometrics. By the way, adding the Google account also allowed you to locate your device if it gets lost or stolen. So if you lose your device, you can just go onto another device, log into your to your Google account, even in the browser. It doesn't really have to be logged in on the whole device, and then open Find My Device from Google, and you'll be able to locate your phone, or even erase it, lock it, or play a sound off of it. Now let's set up the biometrics as I said. So go to settings, fingerprint, face data, and screen lock, and then go to screen lock. If it's set to off, then set it up. You can select pattern, pin or password. I'm gonna set a pattern, but before we do that, please make sure that you don't forget it, because in case you forget your screen lock, there will be no way to restore it besides erasing all data on your phone, which we probably don't want, so make sure you remember it. Click on got it, then enter your screen lock that you want to set and re-enter it. Also, if you can, set it to something that's hard to guess. Then click on confirm, and I'm gonna cancel the fingerprint because I'm gonna add it myself. Just click on fingerprint unlock, and it's very secure and very convenient. So let's enter the pattern, pin or password to confirm. Click on got it, then place your finger on the fingerprint sensor, which is hidden under the screen. Lift it and repeat tapping on the sensor. Do that several times. Remember to move your finger between its scans so it scans the whole area of your fingerprint. And in a moment it'll be done. And now it's done. I'm gonna cancel the face data, then click on done. You can also add another fingerprint, and you can change the fingerprint animation if you wish. I'm gonna change that just for fun. Now I'm gonna go back, and there's also the face unlock, which I don't recommend setting up for a very simple reason. This phone only bases on the camera for the face unlocking, and there are phones on the market that are based on IR sensors, but this one does not belong to that group, which means that it can be unlocked with a photo of you or by someone who looks similar to you, which I don't want, so I'm not gonna set up the face unlock. And then I'm gonna go back and show you how to unlock your phone in these two methods. The first one is the fingerprint, so just place your finger on the fingerprint sensor. It should work even if the screen is off, but it's tapping in the correct spot. After a certain time, you'll probably you'll get your muscle memory where the fingerprint sensor is. And for the screen lock, just press on the power button, slide up on your lock screen, enter your screen lock, and it's unlocked. Now we can go to the next step, which is customizing the wallpaper. I know lots of people do that, so I'm gonna do that as well, why not? And you can do that with something provided by Redmi. There are a few photos in the settings, but you can also download it from the internet, transfer it from your previous device, or take a photo now. And I'm gonna take a photo now because I don't have any photos in my gallery. So let's just take a photo of this plant or whatever. It's not the worst one, honestly. So now we can get to the settings, and in the settings, go to wallpaper and personalization. Now you can agree, I guess, and we've gotten to the themes. I hate this app, honestly, but maybe we'll get it. You can see some different wallpapers here, like the editor's picks, new system wallpapers. If you click on find more, then you will get to the themes app, but I want to figure out how to set my own one, because honestly I've forgotten how to do it on Redmi phones. I'm gonna try to do it, probably not in the system wallpapers. There's quite a few, and some of them are pretty cool, although I want my own wallpaper. Let's try clicking on find more again, but I just need to figure it out. It's probably not that way, so what I'm gonna do is click on lock style, although I want to set my home screen wallpaper, but let's click on the lock style and see. Start, then you can customize it right here. Select the wallpaper. I'm gonna select local photos, allow all, and select the photo that I have taken. Now you can see I can adjust it. I can also customize the clock however I like. I can change the color of it, the font, all of these lines, and even add my signature. So that's pretty great. You can also add a filter to your wallpaper, like the matte effect, or the glass effect, the matte effect. I think I quite like some of these glass effects. I'm gonna set this one, then click on apply, and now I can unfortunately set it only on the lock screen. I'm gonna find out in a moment how to do it for home screen, but yeah, you can turn on always on display, which will display your clock even if the screen is off. I'm gonna click on no thanks. I don't want to drain my battery, but feel free to do that. And now you can see my home screen is unchanged, so let's try pressing and holding on the home screen on some free space of it, of course. Then here you can change the wallpaper freely, but it still opens the themes app, so it's not really convenient, honestly. Let's try going here, wallpapers, plus, okay, I got it. So in the themes app, you need to go to my account, wallpapers, plus, and then select like, let's say gallery. And then you can select the photo that you want to set as your home screen wallpaper. So now I get that. And we should get to the next step maybe. So Google Pay. Google Pay is quite convenient. Lets you pay with your phone in store, so you don't have to reach out to your wallet. You can just tap your phone to the reader, and feel free to set it up. Of course, it's pretty secure since it's bank authorized, provided by Google, and requires your phone to be unlocked in order to use it. So I'm gonna go to the Play Store and search for Google Wallet. Now let's see if it finds it. It has, so let's click on install. Then wait a moment or two. And now it's installed, so let's click on open, and wait a moment, it has to just log in. And all you need to do now is click on add wallet. So let's view the wallet. Let's click on add to wallet. I'm not gonna add my own card on the camera, but I'm gonna show you how to do it. So click on payment card, then you can scan it with your phone's camera, or if it doesn't load it, then enter the details manually. And then you may need to verify with your bank via phone call, message, or bank app if you have it. And then once it's done, you'll be able to simply pay with your phone in stores. All you need to do is have your phone unlocked. Then you can scroll down from the right top part of your screen and tap on the wallet. You can see it's grayed out right now because I don't have anything in my wallet, but if I had something, then I'd be able to click on that. Now, I think there's like 3 last steps in front of us. So first, uninstall some bloatware. And what I mean by that is, like, in more apps, all of these apps can be uninstalled. So feel free to uninstall whatever you don't need. If you need them, feel free to keep them. But if you want to uninstall any of those, press and hold and click on the trash icon and uninstall that. You can see it pops right out. Then there are a few things like Gemini. I think it has to stay, but Facebook, Spotify, Mi Store, Opera, or Booking.com can leave if you don't want them. Mi Home also can leave if you don't have like any Xiaomi devices that connect to that app. Here, I think that we just need to leave everything else, and yeah, that's the like step. Now the next step, one before the last, is finish setting up your Redmi. So if you slide down from the left top part of your screen, you will see this notification. Click on that and click on start. Now you can connect to mobile network if you haven't done that yet. If you wish, you can just do it by inserting your SIM card, but I'm gonna skip it. You can do that at any time, honestly. Then this is pretty important. It asks if you want to set up your device using another device, so it'll copy settings, accounts, data, apps, photos, whatever, from your previous device. And if you skip it now, then there's a chance it may be unavailable in the future, because this option isn't available through settings. It's only available if you're asked about it, and you're asked about it 2 to 4 times during the setup, and after that, never more. Of course, you can do that through some third-party methods, but I think it's the best to do it through the native one. It does the most, and it's the easiest one. Just select Android or iPhone and follow the steps on screen. I'm gonna skip that because I don't have anything to copy, and then wait a moment, it'll just load. Now it asks you if you want to use biometrics to verify your purchases on Google Play. Let's agree to that. I may need to verify. No, I don't have to verify. And this is the last time you're asked about copying apps and data. So after that, that option will become unavailable. I'm gonna click on Done Copy, then Next, and I'm gonna select my browser or search engine. So let's select. Honestly, I recommend Opera, Firefox, Brave, or Chrome, but feel free to try out whichever one you'd like. And now I'm gonna click on Set as Default and set my search engine. And honestly, I think the best one is the Google, or maybe Brave. I haven't tested it, but the other ones aren't really my type. But also feel free to choose whichever one you like. Then click on Continue, and now you can turn on Hey Google for Gemini, which lets you say Hey Google out loud to activate Gemini hands-free. I'm gonna turn that on because why not? And then you can also set up the Google Pay, which I've talked about already, so I'm gonna skip that. And there are a few things that you can also do. I'm gonna skip that. And now let's go to the last step, which will be in the settings. In the settings, find battery. And then go to, I believe, battery protection, and make sure that optimized charging is enabled. It's a very convenient option because it makes your device learn your charging habits and adjust the patterns accordingly. So if you charge your device at certain hours each time, then it'll learn it, and after a certain time it'll start charging to 80%, then pause charging and resume about an hour before you're expected to unplug it, so it doesn't overcharge, especially overnight. And that's all for today. These are all of the things that I wanted to show you. I hope it was helpful. Consider liking or subscribing. Bye.